For PsychCentral.com, I'm Summer Boretsky, and today we have got 6 more mental health heroes. Earlier this year, PsychCentral.com blogger Chato Stewart, who writes for Mental Health Humor, came up with one mental health hero, they can be an advocate, teacher, therapist, etc., that he really feels impacts the world of mental health advocacy. So he picked one of these heroes for each day of the month of May and decided to draw caricatures of each of them. Now, in recent weeks, you may have seen 2 other caricature videos. We're going to start this one with a drawing that Chato made in memoriam. After losing his sister to suicide in 1971, Charles Chucky Sakai sought treatment for his own chronic depression. Then, soon after, he became a mental health advocate for veterans and the homeless. His life's work, he once described it. Chucky passed away from cancer in January of 2012 at the age of 63. Keith Mahar is an activist, mental health advocate, and social worker who works in community mental health in Canberra, Australia. He found that peer support played an important role in coping with his bipolar disorder, so he went on to establish Mentalympians.com, a mental health community development initiative to raise awareness of mental health recovery, inspire hope, and reduce self-stigma. Gail Bluebird is the director of peer services at the Delaware Psychiatric Center in Newcastle, Delaware, where she coordinates a team of peer support specialists who work in the hospital and community. In 2010, she was recognized with a National Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration Voice Award at Paramount Studios in Los Angeles for her contributions as an advocate and activist. Steve Moeller is the High Country National Alliance on Mental Illness president. After being diagnosed with clinical depression in 2004, Steve began treatment for himself and also served as a peer support specialist in his community. Steve is also certified as both a speaker and a trainer for NAMI's In Our Own Voice program, in which people in recovery from mental illness go out into the community and tell their stories to help reduce stigma among the general public. Maureen Pfeiffer was diagnosed with bipolar disorder over 10 years ago. Currently, she is secretary and on the board of directors of Depression and Bipolar Support Alliance's Louisville chapter. If she can get across one message to people who suffer from mood disorders, it would be that you don't have to go through this alone. Dr. Ryan Nemec is an author, licensed psychologist, and educator. He is the education director of the VIA Institute on Character at viacharacter.org, a nonprofit organization where he leads workshops around the world on the science and practice of character strengths. Ryan is co-author of Positive Psychology at the Movies, using films to build virtues and character strengths, and Movies and Mental Illness, using films to understand psychopathology. Well, that brings us to 24 mental health heroes so far. If you'd like to review the previous videos, you can do so at the links below this video, or you can check out Chato Stewart's PsychCentral.com blog at blogs.psychcentral.com/humor. You can join Chato and many of our PsychCentral.com bloggers at our Facebook fan page at facebook.com/PsychCentral. Be sure to check back next week for the final batch of mental health heroes.